Okay, guys, so it is our daily math. I know we didn't do this last week because we really only had math for 2 days. So make sure you have your daily math. We're on week 8. We saw some of these on our benchmark, so make sure that we're paying very close attention and we're not just copying down what Miss Nantho does, but we're actually listening and understanding. So Gigi's Cupcakes made 127 cupcakes. They sold 87 cupcakes. They made 46 additional cupcakes. Which equation shows how to find the number of cupcakes Gigi has at the end of the day? So we are going to actually break down this story problem to kind of see which equation would best help. So let's look at the very first thing it's telling us. So it says Gigi Cupcakes made 127 cupcakes. So that's what we're starting with. Okay. And out of those 127, they sold 78 cupcakes. Okay, so if they're selling them, do they get to keep them? No. So that means we're going to start with 127 and we're going to subtract 78. So I know that I'm going to have 127 minus 78. Okay, and then it says they made 46 additional cupcakes. So if they're making additional cupcakes, that means they're making them, they're adding them to what they have, they're going to add 46 cupcakes. Now, if you notice, I don't quite have an equation that looks like this, but I know that A cannot be it because it's subtracting 48 and subtracting 78 and subtracting 48. That cannot be my answer because we're going to be adding and subtracting. B cannot be my answer because it is adding all of those numbers together. Now, let's look at C, 127 plus 46. Oh yeah, we're going to be adding 46. So this one could be because then we subtract the 78 they sold. So this one could be our answer. Let's look at this one. You have 78 minus 46. This one cannot be our answer because we're not subtracting 46, we're adding 46. So this one is our answer. What they did, guys, is instead of subtracting the 78 first, they added the 46 first. So you could do that either way. You could go with your total number of cupcakes and subtract what they sold and then add what they made, or you can add the additional that they made and then subtract what you sold. So they just kind of did it in a different way. Okay, let's look at the next one. Molly had 152 beads. Her friend Addison has 219 beads. They used 45 beads, which shows how to find the number of beads they have not used. Okay, so we know that Molly had 125 and her friend Addison had 219. So somewhere we're going to be adding those two numbers. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to say 152 plus 219. So let's see if they have that somewhere here. Add 142, 219, and 45. No, because it says over here they used 45. So if they used 45 of them, it's not in their stack of beads anymore. So that means they're going to subtract 45. So no. Find the sum of 145 and 219, then subtract 45. Remember, sum means to add. So this one could possibly be our answer. Find the difference between 152 and 47, then add 52 and 219 to the difference. So this one, so difference means to subtract. So this one has an extra step involved, so this one's not it. Find the sum of 45 and 219. That means I'm going to add 445 and 219. No, because they used them. So B is going to be our answer. Okay. Let's look at the next one. Find the sum of 152 and 219, then subtract 45. So let's do the first part. We're going to do this part right here. Find the sum. That means to add. So I'm going to say 152 plus 219. Make sure you're lining up the values. So I have the ones, tens, and hundreds. So not 2 plus 9 is 11. So my 1 goes down in the ones place. I carry the other one to the tens place. So now I'm going to count my tens place. 1 plus 5 is 6. 6 plus 1 is 7. And then 1 plus 2 is 3. I'm not done. Then I'm going to subtract 45. So I'm going to go over here and say minus 45. And remember to line up your ones and tens. So I'm going to say 5 minus 1. I cannot take away 5 from 1. So I need to go over to the tens place and I need to borrow. So I'm going to take this 10, and this 10 actually becomes an 8 of a 6. And then I'm going to add 10 over here, so that becomes an 11. So 11 minus 5 is 6. 6 minus 4 is 2. And 3 minus nothing is 3. So it's 326. Okay, let's look at the next one. Subtract from the sum of 127 and 46. Okay, so the first thing, so this is kind of in a different way. So I want to subtract 78 from the sum. So I need to find the sum first. So I'm going to say 127 plus 46. Okay. So I have 7 plus 2 is 13. Carry the 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 4 is 7. 1 plus nothing is 1. And then I'm going to subtract 78. So I cannot take 8 away from 3. So I need to borrow. So my 7 now becomes a 6. Instead of 13, instead of 3, I have 13. So 8 minus 13 is 5. 6 minus 1 is 1. And 1 minus nothing is 1. So that's 115. Okay, so both of these were two-step problems. All right, guys.